I'm Junon. I founded the group back in 2023 because community is something I needed. The group currently has grown to close to 1,100 individuals, from retired individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, and people that just want to feel inspired and connected. We've partnered with Fox Point Farms every Friday at Feel Good Friday at 9 o'clock. Come join us. It's a beautiful community. Come and feel inspired, feel supported, and maybe you can inspire someone too. Let's connect. All right. Welcome to the Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm Junon.
I'm Dr. Lisel, and I want to say thank you to our two sponsors today, Bubs Naturals and Adara Life. We couldn't do this podcast without you, and we couldn't do this podcast without our guest today, Jonathan Uphoff of Blueprint Wellness here in Solana Beach. Yep. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing. I saw, when did you open? Because we've seen it.
Yeah.
Because we frequent Solana Beach all the time. We actually went to dinner here one time.
Yeah.
Saw it being built in December.
Right.
Was it?
Oof. No, actually, it was a 3.5 year build.
Really? Oh my God.
3.5 years. I mean, there's tons of horror stories I can go into, but the permitting, just mishaps here and there. It was a 3.5 year build. So
I didn't realize.
This was I still haven't even really given myself an opportunity to celebrate it being done.
Sure.
Because it was just a brutal build.
Wow.
Over here, and it turned out to be more gorgeous than I'd imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah, so January 31st was our grand opening. February 2nd was our first official date.
All right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, you said a 3-year process of building this?
3.5 year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the actual concept is 6 years in the making.
Wow.
But yeah, once we signed the lease and brought everything down, it was a 3.5 year build.
Wow.
You've done an amazing job. This place is beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll eventually get to it, but I mean, we got introduced and we kind of bonded right away. I've never met anyone from El Paso. I was born in El Paso.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the coincidence, I talk about it a lot more now just because we're doing a lot of just like healing trauma. Like El Paso was not easy to grow up, in. But yeah, that was hearing that you were there.
I've told the story before. My parents are immigrants and they picked El Paso. I'm not sure why, from South Korea to El Paso, and it's such a small town, but it's amazing to meet someone that's from there. And kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. So you grew up there. You were born and raised there. I
was actually born in Germany, so military brat. Yeah, so my father was in the military, medically retired. Interesting story. My parents, my entire family, their parents were all from El Paso.
Wow.
So we all went to the same high school together. So really, we're not together, but all went to the same high school together. So stood there for 18 years.
That's great.
Couldn't wait to get out. So
sure.
It was one of those things. So I had a Division I scholarship for baseball.
Wow.
And that was my saving grace. That was kind of my way, out of the streets of El Paso, Texas.
Wow. So was it your father that was in the military?
Yeah.
Army. I'm assuming? Okay.
Yeah. Army.
So you traveled quite a bit?
No, because he was medically retired after I was born. So, we didn't do a lot of traveling from that. They basically positioned him at, right back in El Paso, and that turned out to be our home base.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sports is so often that first entryway out of your childhood or your, young adulthood. What city did you end up moving to?
It's called San Marcos, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. So Southwest Texas State. And unfortunately I got hurt my freshman year.
Gosh.
And so that was my, kind of my way out of sports, transitioning out. We talked about that.
Right.
And then it was at that point deciding what I wanted to do with the rest of my life moving forward. So, the only thing that really made sense to me, that really resonated me, was, anatomy, physiology, human mechanics.
Right.
So that's how I ended up in the health and fitness industry.
Wow, that's amazing. And typically, and we kind of spoke about this before, you kind of go through not necessarily a crisis, but an identity.
Oh yeah.
Issue when you've been an athlete and that was your goal, and that's kind of your way to get out. For me, basketball was my way to get out of Tucson. I had moved from El Paso to Tucson. That was my way to get out. And then when that gets taken away, it's kind of like, who am I then? I mean, did you go through kind of a process?
Absolutely. I mean, you lose your identity. After losing my scholarship, moved back to El Paso just to take a semester off, and it was a full blown depression at 18, which is really hard to deal with, and not really having the support of what to do at that time and how to basically pick yourself out of it.
Right.
So luckily enough, my parents were good enough to stay by my side and kind of pick me up.
Okay.
But, and then from that point, it was really roll in school and
figure it out from there.
Direction.
Really? And so since your father was in the military, I mean, I know my father was an immigrant. He was in the Army as well. Very hard charging. Brush it off. Don't feel. Just work hard. Was your father a little more, I mean, was he like that, or was it a different generation?
It was really interesting. My father was the provider, right? So sometimes working 2, 3 jobs at one time. So we grew up, our house was 713 square feet, maybe.
Wow.
Tiny, 3 bedroom, one bath. But my mom, I mean, of course, the military background was, everything was really rigid.
Squared away. Yeah.
A lot of positives that came out of that, but at the same time, it was really a really tough transition to kind of get out of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you were going to join the military because of that kind of history?
So, interestingly enough, my mom actually made me go into an Army recruiting, I guess, day.
Yeah.
I've got a congenital birth defect on my right foot, so I was disqualified for the military.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was something. I was born with my foot inverted and backwards.
Whoa.
Through surgical procedures, they repaired it. But there's been. I basically call my right leg my kickstand. It just kind of keeps me from falling over. There's a lot of trauma to the right foot.
Is that the knee that you had the injury on?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's all related.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And so then kind of the process through college when you were trying to figure things out, did it become more and more clear on what you wanted to do?
Yeah. I mean, it was still a process to figure it out. Right. I mean, I went the route of what are my friends doing? Business management, criminal justice, and none of it resonated with me. So spent some wasted years in college, so to speak, right?
Sure.
With just trying to figure it out. But once I had the direction, it was I was pretty confident with the choice that I made at that point.
Right. It's so interesting because we've all played college athletics. I mean, high level tennis, baseball, basketball, and so on. So it's interesting how our paths are completely different than what we initially intended. So.
And you brought up, the identity of an athlete. It's fascinating how as teenagers, as young adults, we're like, I am a tennis player, I am a baseball player.
Yeah.
But are you going to be a baseball player when you're 65 years old? No, but you will be using your body, using fitness, utilizing your health, but not necessarily as the athlete that you once were. But like the training that we received during those young years are what changed our lifestyle for the better. Thank God, as difficult as it probably was at sometimes, it's like all 3 of us, it sounds like if we're not doing some type of activity, we're not going to be, as happy or as productive throughout the day. And we were talking about even just like the efficiency of a workout. 10 minutes is all I need to know, okay, I'm getting my body moving. I feel proud of myself. I'm motivated.
Absolutely.
So I completely understand that identity change, and good for you for actually choosing a major that would enhance that education. What did you end up choosing?
Sports and exercise physiology.
Very cool.
And exercise management as well. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think we all know athletes that we played with that didn't figure it out.
Right.
And they still identified and they had an issue of like trying to figure out because I mean, when you're a kid too, you don't necessarily think, hey, what am I going to be at 65? You just think, all right, I'm going to make the MLB, NBA, whatever it is. And you don't really think that far. So it's different when that gets pulled away, trying to figure out, well, what am I good at?
Yeah. I see it as it's kind of a blessing though, that I learned early on at 18 and not at 27, 28, 30. Right. So, diving further into that process later on in life, I think it would have been much difficult. I can see, just like you were pointing out, having that transition, switching to what it is that you're going to want to do for the rest of your life, at 65,
Yeah.
is a little more difficult when you're 30 rather than 18, right?
Mhm.
Because you still have the opportunities to make mistakes too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. Did you imagine being an entrepreneur, or did you have a different kind of mindset in the beginning?
No, I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. So it was, it was easy for me to kind of go into that route. I did it in a slower pace though. I did everything the way I wanted to do it. So kind of conventionally, even with school, kind of going in and out and figuring out what it is that I wanted to do.
Sure.
Finishing school and not really going into the corporate environment first, but just kind of again figuring out what it is that I wanted to do. I took some time to travel and figure out a little bit more about myself, and then slowly started into what I wanted my career to look like. So I started on low totem pole. Started as a personal trainer in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
I did that for about 3 years, and after the third year, I said, if I'm doing this, after year 3, I'm going to want to kill myself.
Right.
And it was just, I just expected more for it. But luckily, I had a really good mentor, and he really changed my perspective on how to really, hone my craft and then really go into the entrepreneurial mindset.
Amazing. Well, just set yourself apart. And I think too, I mean, playing high level athletics too, I think the people that do kind of figure it out, they do make really good entrepreneurs, because you know what hard work is. You know what results are. You also know what failure is. So you know how to bounce back, because entrepreneurship is, you're going to have failures. So
it's difficult.
You're gonna have issues. Yeah. Hey, can you believe we have 336 members now of the group?
I know. Crazy
growing
how
so much.
fast that was actually in a
Let's
year.
celebrate.
Okay, you're always wanting, look at that. Look how quick he is to celebrate.
Well, we have to celebrate.
What are you looking for though?
So that corkscrew.
Tune. Los Cuernos. No corkscrew needed. What do you want? You want a rosé? Red. Another red. But you want Chardonnay, I'm sure.
Chardonnay, just
Pop that open.
Wow. Okay. So then from Tampa, then where did you go from there?
Tampa, I moved to Austin, so close to my brother. I wanted to be close to my family. My parents were from El Paso, so me and my brother had a really good relationship, and that's where I actually met my mentor first. Really kind of changed my mindset on the whole fitness and wellness industry. But that was a short stint. That lasted about 6 months.
Gotcha.
So from there, I moved to San Antonio, and it was really interesting because at that point, San Antonio was decades behind in the fitness industry.
Right.
It just wasn't their deal, so they weren't really progressive in that manner. So it kind of gave me a leg up into that. And I was 23 or 24 at the time, and met some incredible people that really propelled me into entrepreneurship. So my first business was actually in corporate wellness. And this was early on before corporate wellness is what it is today.
Right.
And so it wasn't my idea. I can't take credit for it, but the people that I worked with were in the insurance industry. And so they saw the wave of where health insurance was going to, really start to take a whole turn to bring premiums down. So I started with their company. EDWW was an insurance company. We did kind of a Biggest Loser, so to speak, competition.
Yeah.
Incredible success. Like we, made headlines all throughout the city.
Oh, wow.
And when the competition was done, I had 7 other really large companies contact me.
Oh.
The issue was I didn't have the manpower to actually keep it going.
Yeah.
But it did help me lead into what entrepreneurship was going to look like. And from that point, once the bug bit me, I was done.
That was it.
Motivating.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2003 or 2004.
Oh yeah, that's early on in the health, like corporate wellness. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that was still when in the industry there was all these phases, right? So in the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s, it was fitness,
Right.
So everything was fitness related, and then mid 2000s, 2010 to 2015, it started transition to wellness.
Right.
And now we're transitioning off into the new phase of longevity.
Right.
So, yeah. So corporal wellness was still really early on, in the infancy stages.
Then they must have really had a good grasp on what the future of health was going to look like, being in the health insurance industry. Because you're right, 2003, like there were, some big box gyms that were just like, conglomerates, not a lot of boutique places to get supplements, or, protein was almost like you just went to one of those kind of like shopping mall center type places. When did you notice a difference in the wellness kind of lifestyle of people actually looking for health with their own body mechanics, with their own capacity?
I would say once wellness became a more kind of well-known term, that's when people started taking more of a comprehensive, I guess, approach to health as opposed to just fitness. I still think that we're, in this race to longevity, and we spoke about this, I still think wellness really hasn't been defined all that as well as it possibly can. It's such an over-encompassing word.
Right.
When wellness started to become more mainstream, there were, gyms that were calling themselves wellness centers. These restorative places would call themselves wellness centers, like recovery centers and so forth. So those are components of it, but it wasn't really the full encompassing of what wellness really is. I still think we're trying to define it, and that's what I'm trying to do here at Blueprint.
Really? So how would you define it in your own life and also with your clients here at Blueprint?
Yeah. So, what we did here at Blueprint was take the 4 pillars of wellness, being, concierge naturopathic medicine, the performance personal training side of it as well. So the fitness components, the recovery services and healing modalities. And then we're also doing a mental wellness component as well. So taking those 4 pillars and doing it all under one roof. So that's kind of our approach, what we're doing here.
I love that. Well, again, taking a tour of this place, speaking with you, a lot of people will kind of piecemeal things where it's like fitness. They don't realize that wellness, fitness, everything, the mental aspects, all in one thing. They just think, and so they'll have a gym membership. They'll go to their naturopathic doctor. They'll go to whatever, breath work facilitated, and you kind of include it. Where did the idea come from? Because this here is pretty rare.
So the idea was, again, once wellness became mainstream, you realize how fragmented it really is in the industry. Because like you said, there's all the components. We're not doing anything really different other than we're doing it all under one roof with total integration. So that's where the differentiation comes into play. But so the idea was I saw all the fragments, and how do you bridge that gap? So bridging the gap is, really going in and from the concierge medicine standpoint, like, let's figure out what's going on internally with you. Balance that out, because that's going to have a direct effect on what they're doing on the external side of it as well. And so that goes hand in hand. And with our naturopathic doctor, she's literally 50 feet from me. So we have full integration over every one of our clients.
Wow.
So it's really, bridging that main gap. In the industry, I've had several of my clients over 27 years ask me to contact their doctors to have this integration, this fully, comprehensive approach to their own health and wellness being. I never had one doctor call me.
Because it's not mainstream. It's not something you
and do. There's it was something that's like, that's a really deep piece that's has been missing. So we wanted to do that here. And like I said, myself and Dr. Lai, like, we have full comprehensive integration over every single client. Like, I know what's going on internally with them. She knows about their external programs, and we're constantly, trying to make the most customized program for each of our clients.
And it's crazy. It sounds so simple. It seems like something that should happen all the time, but it's not mainstream. Do you remember the
things are the hardest for people to adapt to?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
And even explaining it to people right now, there's still this disconnect of like, you know, what is it? Are you doing exactly?
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily want to see a naturopathic doctor. That's fine, but this is what our programs are.
Right.
So we're not creating workout programs. We're creating treatment plans, essentially. Right. I mean, we're going in and really affecting people's lifestyles.
Brandon, what's going on? This is going to be our biggest deal. We can't be down.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to reach tech support for hours now. They're not responding. They said they're probably not going to get back to us for the next couple of days.
Tennessee Tech told you this was going to happen. Let's call them right now. They do the tech support, cybersecurity. They can help us.
Let's do it. All right, team. Great job. Because of Tennessee Tech, we were able to present this and close it. Good job, team. Do you remember the lipo moment where you're like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like, what year was that?
2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is right before COVID hits. Yeah. Right before COVID hit. And COVID hit and just completely wiped our industry out.
Wow.
Right.
If you remember, I mean, it was like gyms are completely off limits.
Yeah.
Shut them down. They're the, dirtiest places. You're going to get sick.
Right.
It's terrible.
People are getting more sick at grocery stores.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it was 2019. And there's been several iterations and pivots and twists and turns. But, I've had some really good people behind me that
It's amazing.
are able to, really kind of point me in the right direction.
Right.
And, but from there, it was really taking my story, 'cause that's what Blueprint really is. It's my story of fully understanding all my years in the industry and seeing all the fragmentation and like what I had to go through to get to the point where I'm at now.
Right. Yeah. We always talk about with heart of the matter. I mean, that's why we call it heart of the matter. And we've seen the best ideas of the best businesses because the owner, the creator, the founder, that's what they needed. So they created for themselves and it really does, expand to the right people at the right time. So
I wonder if during COVID, for example, our chiropractic office was able to stay open because we were necessity. A gym is a necessity, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Had Blueprint or, facilities like this existed pre-COVID, would they have been able to stay open? And that could have saved
It's a heck of a question. Yeah.
so many people's life, mental capacity,
Agreed.
and they would also be seeing their doctor. So that key of longevity.
Yeah.
Thinking just 5-6 years ago into COVID, it's like, if we could have just switched that mindset to prevention and longevity 6 years ago, maybe that would have never happened.
And that's all it is. Cause like I said, these aren't different things that are just now being created. I mean, these things have been around.
right.
It's just combining it all into one and then really creating, like you said, treatment programs, like making it fully comprehensive and integrated. Blueprint isn't even, I mean, I know, and it kills me. It makes my skin crawl every time people call it a gym.
Sure.
It couldn't be anything further from a gym. We're actually labeled a medical office.
Awesome.
So
Even better.
that's where we are. We actually take a lot of pride in actually getting that label as a medical office because, that actually carries a lot more weight in people's minds of like what we're doing here. So
very true.
No, absolutely. And I think during COVID too, the gyms closed and even the beaches closed, which is crazy to me. But the sales of at-home equipment, Peloton,
through the roof.
through the roof.
Right.
Yep.
But the thing that I think that people didn't take into account is because everyone was so isolated. It's that community. It's being around people,
Absolutely.
professionals around. So you're seeing a lot of people going back to gyms, but the problem is it's segmented. Now they have a wellness center that they're a part of. They have the gym that they're a part of. They have a separate naturopathic doctor. I mean, I think your concept is genius.
Thank you.
I love the fact that it's bringing really community back together, people, professionals, and a team, because that's what you really are. You have a team that will help someone prevent injuries, but also make you healthier on the inside, outside, everything.
Yeah, and we're taking like true biometric data, biomarkers, and we're really honing in on being able to show and prove that what we're doing here is proving results.
Right.
So, dare I say, we're the first to actually go and say we can guarantee that what we're doing is going to show that we're doing, what we're doing is proving out results to all of our clients.
Right. Okay.
And we have the data to back it up.
That's amazing.
The best part about it is it's data that can't be manipulated. So,
Right.
whether it be through our, Technogen BioStrength, AI equipments, doctorized biomarkers, hormone panels, everything that we're showing can't be manipulated.
Wow. So that technology that you utilize, I had seen kind of the screen and the page for it. Is that something you just kind of did market research to find the best software to facilitate this, or how did you get that?
Yeah, it's a funny story. So before I had my last exit to my previous business, I was already working on this concept. And so I had a really good friend of mine who's a rep at Technogen. I brought him in to just show him my proof of concept, just what my concept was going to be. And we're sitting at my desk and, I'm showing him the renderings of what I wanted the place to look like. And he's looking at me and says, "You're crazy. Like, there's no way you're going to do this. It's like, something like this hasn't been created. And, there's no way you're going to do something like this." And I just said, "Tony, this is what I'm going to be doing." And so he said, "Okay, look, here's the deal. If you are serious about this, we're going to put you in contact with our executives at Technogen to talk about our new AI BioStrength line."
Amazing.
Because there's nothing like it in the world.
Oh, wow.
And so if you want to build something that is nothing like it in the world, like we've done here at Blueprints, then it would be the perfect showcase, not only for yourself, but for Technogen as well. And Technogen is, in my opinion, just the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, and health and fitness equipment manufacturing. So they're decades, above and beyond anything that anyone else is doing. So
wow. So is this the beta? Like they haven't? Hasn't been released.
No, it's out now.
Okay.
It's out now. Yeah. So again, going back to 2020. 21,
right?
2022. So, but I had to go back and make my pitch into what this place is going to look like and get the allocation to get the BioStrength here. And
that's amazing.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But,
yeah.
it just turned out to be this incredible ride that, I wouldn't change it for the world. There's been a lot of pain points to it,
right?
But I'll tell you what, like I have this conversation with everyone. I said, if I had a chance to do it all over again, I wouldn't do anything differently.
Right.
It's creating something that's really special.
So rewarding.
Yeah.
How did you choose Solana Beach? Like, what about this area did you fall in love with?
Everything. So when I came out for my cousin's wedding in 2011, and I was driving through Solana Beach, and it just hit me in the heart, saying, "This is where I want to be."
Right.
So I decided that weekend that I was moving. It was just right then and there. I
hit you.
My mom, and I said, but mind you, both my parents are pessimists.
Sure.
So I said, "Mom, I'm done selling my business, and I am going to be moving to San Diego."
Wow.
And I was waiting for all the pushback, and her response was, "Good. Do it."
Right. Good job, Mom. All right.
So moved out here. And started in El Cajon for about 6 weeks and realized that it was not Solana Beach. So moved, just did everything I could to get to Solana Beach.
Right.
Yeah, I never wanted to leave. So
Right.
got a condo here,
Amazing.
business here. So yeah.
Not a lot of people know about Solana Beach. That's the thing. It's like, that's why I typically will say too, San Diego, because everyone knows San Diego, but Solana Beach, they don't really know.
It's special in Solana Beach.
It is.
Because we're close to the freeway. We're very accessible. You don't have to, it's not a challenge to get here from any part of San Diego, but it's also not congested like our sister Encinitas or our brother Del Mar. Those are hectic areas.
Yeah.
Like kind of difficult to get somebody to come from Carlsbad or from La Jolla. But Solana Beach, it's like, okay, off the freeway, we've got parking, here's the beach.
Very true. Yeah, better way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a special, special place.
Wow. What about the name? How did you come up with the name?
So I sat with it for a long time, and thank you for asking. That was something where, it just, again, going through and knowing that I was creating something really special, the name had to fit. So realizing like what we're really doing differently is starting internally first. We're doing that differently. Like we're going into, the biomarkers, balancing out hormones and deficiencies on the internal side. So the idea of blueprint came from the blueprint of DNA being a human blueprint. And that's why the B actually kind of represents a double helix as well. So it's kind of it's the blueprint being, blueprint for human, blueprint DNA being for humans.
Right. Oh, wow, that's amazing. How good was that episode?
So good. Let's celebrate.
Where do you want to go?
JoJo's Creamery.
Ooh, my favorite. Look at all the flavors.
They even have vegan.
Ooh, awesome.
Hi, welcome in, you guys.
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Good. Is there anything I can get started for you?
My go-to is peanut butter cup and coconut almonds.
So I'm going to do coconut mounds in a cup, please.
All right, that'll be $15.85.
All right. Wait, my wallet.
June, you can use repegs.
Oh, that's right.
And you guys get 2 free cookies with those.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Repegs is so easy to use. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's been well thought out. I mean, again, the final product is amazing. I can't wait to see where it goes in the next year, 5 years. But even the location, and I had told them before, this used to be a flooring place because I bought flooring.
Yeah.
I bought flooring.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Used to be very industrial. Like this was design, a lot of like cabinetry,
Right.
like architecture type of businesses.
Yeah.
And it's right next to, Cedro. So it's a design center and it's right off Loma Santa Fe. So the location, and especially Solana Beach, it's not a very large place.
Mhm.
So to find a location like this with that visibility, whoever your real estate agent was,
Right.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they did. And I fought tooth and nail. I mean, the landlord here
Oh, yeah.
it really put me through the ringer. I mean, it ended up being about a 7 or 8 month process just to get the lease signed.
Right.
So that was tough, but I knew it had to be.
Sure.
It was, I had several, even my attorneys were telling me to, there's so many
Just
red
move
flags
on.
and
Right.
just let it go. And I couldn't, this was the location.
Right.
It's so funny when you see an empty location. It's like, don't you want new lasers? Don't you want to make this easy?
Right.
But I've also heard the city of Solana Beach, they have a lot of
Difficult.
hoops to jump through for like build out and things. Is that
A lot of hoops or
Yeah.
it was such a process. Yeah. I mean, like I said, just the permitting alone took
Right.
so long. And the thing that I don't think that they realize is we're still paying rent on this building
Yeah.
while it's
Right.
just sitting here.
Mhm,
And, our permits took about
Yeah.
14 months.
Wow.
Wild.
14 months having to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, a lot of hoops to jump through. and
Yeah.
Just kind of an archaic process of permits getting approved. and
Mhm.
going back and forth.
Right. Well, that's the thing about Solana Beach is, again, it's a beautiful area, but Solana Beach, like the city council and just permitting, they don't want change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if you notice, nothing has really changed in
Yep.
this area. So
I agree.
if you come in with a new business, new concept, I'm sure it took a lot.
Yeah, it took a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I live right across the street from City Hall. There was days where I would just walk over almost in tears, just
Wow.
saying,
Please,
please help me out here.
Mhm.
This is getting, you guys are bleeding me dry. And
Right.
the response was, sorry, you have to wait.
Wow.
Wow.
So do they work like in tandem with that city office, where you have to get all the permits from is in downtown, right?
Oh yeah. The city hall right there. Yeah. Right
I'm
up.
talking about like downtown San Diego. Like do
Oh.
they work together? Or is
No.
it
No, it's totally separate.
Yeah, that's completely separate. And so what they did though is they use a third party organization or company that does the permitting approval. So
Got it.
the process is we submit to Solana Beach. Solana Beach then outsources it to this third party company who makes the changes, gives it back to Solana Beach,
Wow.
gives it back to me.
Yeah.
The changes, submit,
Goes back.
and then it's just
14 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full
It's
step.
It's such an old town that
Yeah.
I think they just haven't changed the process, and it's
Wild.
absolutely. I mean, it's the same people that I mean, and I wouldn't say a bad word about any of them. Of course not. That's what they know.
Right.
But I did say at one point, it would be so much more efficient, and the city of Solana Beach would make so much more money.
Yes.
If you have an internal, department to make the changes.
Right.
Just why are you paying someone else?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Del Mar is like that. Encinitas is like that. It's really difficult, even for a home. If you're going to build out and say add an ADU, it's 2-3 years before you get a permit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. So you again, but the resilience. I mean, from the way you grew up, the things you've gone through, you're just.
Thank you.
I applaud you for that. I mean, it really does.
Jim, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was one of those, again, as a child, not really knowing, like, you're truly in a war zone.
Right.
Every single day, you're a target. I've had several people tell me that I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be alive. What I had to go through.
Wow.
And then going through this, I mean, it's just, no other way.
Right.
You're just programmed and wired after those kinds of experiences to, hey, we'll get through it.
Right. And a lot of it too, especially being an athlete, and we've talked about it on previous episode, is as an entrepreneur, you're everything. So because not everybody, even your employees, you could love them and they can love the business, but they don't have the same heart, because this is almost a part of you. And so to be able to, deal with different obstacles and kind of realize too that, all right, I need outlets. And that's why you do work out. You have that balance of mental, physical.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just the exercise routine has probably saved me several times.
Wow.
Just kept my sanity.
Yeah.
With dealing with that kind of stress and pressure. I mean, you know what it's like.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously working. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anyone that is in shape. I think Natron is a little jealous. He's wearing a hoodie, but, I mean, yeah.
Thank you. It is my job. So I would hope that I look the part.
Yeah, true. That makes sense. It's like, to be honest, like in jiu-jitsu, Natron and I, we do jiu-jitsu. We always kind of laugh whenever we see a jiu-jitsu professor when he's out of shape. And, really?
Like, you don't want to learn from that guy.
Yeah. I mean, why would you? It's like, really, like, hone after your craft.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well,
take pride in that.
Exactly. And even the software that you have, that AI technology, I feel like whether you're an athlete, a pro athlete, or an executive, I mean, it's something, again, it's customized. And I think people forget, you always get put in this box where you're a certain age, you're a male, you're a female. This is how you should be, your markers. But everyone's absolutely different.
Right.
I love the fact that your software really customizes the workout.
Yeah. And that's part of the beauty behind it too.
Right.
Because like you said, athletes to high functioning, high level CEOs.
Yeah.
Everything is based on like what your body is telling the machines, all the feedback that your body is giving the machines are the equipment's constantly adapting to what's going on. So it's fully customizable to each individual.
Injuries as well?
Yeah. So the checkup, the computer, the brain behind it will go through a 6-pillar assessment. And part of the assessments are assessing your range of motion. So it'll easily identify injuries, postural distortions through its cameras. So, and with that, it feeds all that information to each piece of equipment. So the second you sit down, for me, I've got 2 separated shoulders. So the machines automatically adjust that. So it takes any risk of injury out of the equation.
Wow.
Amazing.
Right.
Cool. And then how often do people check in with Dr. Lai?
We do. Some people do it weekly as well. So part of it, we're not only just doing biomarkers. Mm-hmm. She's doing IV therapy, PRP, prolotherapy. So all kinds of progressive, medicines that are really geared for, like the healing. So I've got clients that will come in, check in with her, let her know that they want to get an IV, run out for the workout, have their workouts, do the recovery services, and then come sit out here and have an IV.
Right.
Before they know it, they spend 2 to 3 hours. So it becomes a destination here. So,
beautiful.
Right.
I love that partnership because I think the old school mentality of some doctors is like, well, you can't lift weights anymore. You can't work out anymore. It's like that. That is a death sentence.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're working together for the longevity of the client, it's like, oh, you can actually change your health.
Yeah, absolutely.
What other modalities do you have here at Blueprint?
So the healing and recovery services, so we have cryotherapy, cold plunges, infrared saunas, red light therapy. We have massage chair. I believe you saw.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The advanced personal training, and also, like you said, Dr. Live services as well. We're entertaining, bringing on massage therapists and acupuncturists, so physical therapists, just to kind of close that loop, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, I love it. And then, I mean, the audience can, obviously contact you for details on it. But what I love about it too, it's a membership program where you literally, it's all inclusive.
Exactly.
Different packages.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the other components I forgot, and probably the most important, is the mental wellness component. Yeah, through community here at Blueprint with social interaction, and so that's one of the major things that we're really, again, kind of closing that loop on.
Right.
Really, having the sense of belonging, and everyone's like-minded, same goal oriented.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, and the thing too is, again, the audience will probably take footage of the area, but come visit. If you go to a typical gym, it's intimidating for some people. If you go to a hospital, a medical practice, it feels very sterile. You've been able to kind of coordinate this and create an environment where it's almost like home.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's very exclusive, very private. So on the training side, there's no more than 2 people at one time. So you feel like you have your own space.
Right.
But part of my inspiration too, through the years, was developing something that's going to be ultra luxurious. So that people really want to be a part of it and come in. As soon as they walk in the doors, they escape chaos, right? Chaos is left right behind them, and they're in something that's just this premium, ultra, luxury, 5-star resort environment.
Right.
Beautiful. I love that. And in this area, there are country clubs, there are, boutique fitness, things like that. But the aspect of longevity, the aspect of total body health, that's where the ball gets dropped sometimes. They can come to Blueprint and actually see their health improve.
Yeah.
And continue that improvement while still being within community with their friends. Obviously, just have a team with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, part of our assessment too, so our checkup machine will actually give you, once you go through the 6 pillars of assessments, it'll give you your so-called wellness age, based on what your scores are and so forth. So you can go back every 6 weeks, every 2 months, and just see your progress, and
I love that.
Decrease what your wellness age, and kind of compare that to what your true age is.
Wow.
Very cool.
So at that point, it becomes more of instead of lifespan, it becomes more health span.
Right.
Right. Because when people are talking about longevity, why would you want to live longer if your health span is
exactly
declined, or it's just basically your quality of life just isn't there anymore.
All right, we've done a great job of branding the group and Heart of the Matter. We've grown to close to 600 people. Now, how do we market this? How do we get out there? Do we do SEO? How do we get the news out there?
Coast News Group.
Right.
Very good point.
We'll see what your health age is, so we'll check it out.
Definitely.
No, this is great. I think it'll probably, Natron, it'll help your jiu-jitsu game. I mean, so obviously this is kind of the environment. Everything feels very kind of like you're part of a club, you're part of a community.
Yeah.
It's more exclusive. Who are your primary targets as far as clientele?
Okay, so I've tried to answer this several different ways. It honestly varies, and that's such a general answer, but we are working with high level elite athletes in high school who want to get a Division I scholarship. Right. So having access to our technology is something that no one else has.
Right.
So that really gives them a competitive advantage. High functioning, high level CEOs with limited time that have to maximize their results in the least amount of time possible. We have families that just want to live better, live longer, be able to spend their money, the way they want to.
Right.
For your children.
Yeah.
And so forth. So it's kind of all over the place right now. Yeah. So it's been really interesting because we tried to isolate specific demographics.
Right.
realized we just, we really have to open it up because, we talked about it earlier, younger generations are investing into their health.
Right.
They're not going out partying anymore. They're not going out to nightclubs. They're spending their money on their health.
Yeah.
True.
That's true.
And we have a lot younger millionaires now. So
Right.
people are really taking time to, invest into taking better care of themselves to live better and live longer.
I agree. Especially in this area. I feel like you've hit the nail on the head by being here in Solana Beach. I mean, people in California are typically a little more health conscious.
Yeah.
We're by the coast. So it's, what are your, where do you want to see the business and the company in the next few years?
That's a great question. A couple of weeks ago, I spoke at HFA, which is the largest health and fitness conference in the world. And a gentleman by the name of Nerio Alessandri, who is the founder, president, and CEO of Technogym, flew in and came here. And it was completely unexpected. And this is the, Jeff Bezos, the, Bill Gates of the fitness industry. So he's the king. And he flew in and drove here to see Blueprints.
Amazing.
Just had this out of this, body experience.
Wow.
Completely, said that, he and I, we're so aligned with what we're trying to do in the industry, trying to make changes, and called me a pioneer and, into the industry with what I've created here. So
You really are.
he wants to, he mentioned bringing the concept to Europe. I've been approached by several different people who want to do, international franchise.
Yeah.
Putting in hotels.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. I could absolutely see that.
yeah, it's before I can get really caught up in that, the idea is just breathing life into this place.
Sure.
And just letting it unfold more organically.
Right.
So we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
Cool.
Well, I love it. I'm always talking about if you speak it, it'll happen. You have good follow through. So you just spoke it. So it's going to happen.
It's happening.
So
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. That means the world to me.
Yeah, this is amazing. And again, for the audience, come take a visit, take a tour. What's the best way for people to reach you?
Email would be, email. Yeah. So Jonathan at blueprintfitness or blueprintwellness.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Yeah.
That's the best way. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Definitely check it out. Social media, on Instagram and.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a social media presence.
Okay.
I have someone else that does all my Instagram.
Yeah.
So I don't even know my
Well,
handle.
that's a smart entrepreneur. Yeah. No, but
So I don't want anything to do with it, but
sure.
I believe it's the Blueprint Wellness.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
Right.
We'll post it on the.
on video.
Yeah, we'll definitely tag you. But again, yeah, I appreciate it. Is there anything else?
No, I'm so excited. And
Yeah.
this is exactly what North County needed.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's plenty of, other options, but this is like closing the gap on what North County needs. And we've seen this other facility down the road.
Yeah.
They're just not putting the pieces together. And this is really like full circle.
Thank you
What
so
I
much.
love about it too is we're big on collaboration. It's not a competition. It's not like because you have such a unique concept. There aren't any competitors, but there are collaborators where other holistic wellness, different modalities, breath work, whatever, you can have events here, you can do different things.
Yep.
And to be able to provide that together,
we had a really big health and wellness day last Sunday where we brought a lot of wellness professionals in the community to pitch ideas of having breath work, yoga, Pilates, even nervous system regulation kind of classes, so sound bath and so forth. Yeah. So I mean, we have the perfect space for it.
Exactly.
That's how we got introduced.
Yeah.
One of our group members introduced Karen to myself, and then I came to visit. I was blown away by this, so I'm glad you agreed to the podcast.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, man. I really this means the world to me, so I do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you again. Thank you. Anyone interested in sponsoring the podcast or being on the podcast, please reach out. But please go to Blueprint Wellness, reach out via email or the website. And I'm telling you, right away, you're going to be blown away with what they have, the facilities. And to be honest, the people, again, where his heart is and what he's gone through and where he is today and what he's looking to do, truly is looking to help.
Beautiful. See, this is why you're right. Collaboration.
Yeah.
It's like Solana Beach, North County, San Diego. We're all
Absolutely
supporting each other.
Yeah.
Truly.
I agree 100%.
Mhm.
So this has been great. Thank you both so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. We'll see you soon.